What's cracking, everybody? It's your boy DJ Principles, aka Kid KORG. Today I'm coming to you from my KORG microstation, my microSTUDIO, Substation, whatever you want to call it, here in my home studio in Austin, Texas, East Side. So, what I've set up here is, like I said, I call it a microSTUDIO. You can bring most of this shit on the road with you. We're talking about everything within arm's reach. About 7 pieces of equipment, just heavy hitters, pound for pound. So let me introduce what all I have and explain how I have it connected. And then I think you'll understand why I call it like a travel rig. You know, why you can bring it on the road with you. You can bring it to your friend's house if they make beats. It's pretty easy. I throw it all in like a backpack and a military style case, which I'll show you here in a little while. And it all goes to a TDK Life on Record throwback boombox. That's pretty nasty. It's about $300, but it's sick as fuck. I think they're like 6-inch woofers with some highs and lows built in. It has a 1/4-inch input, so like TS, TRS both work. That's good. It also has RCA in, USB. It even has a headphone jack, and yeah, I believe that's it. But you can play both the RCA and the 1/4 inch. You can play them at the same time. So if you want to hook up instruments, like I have one cable running from my Chaos Pro into the TDK boombox. It's just RCA. This doesn't. The Chaos Pro pad doesn't have 1/4 inches. It's all RCA. So to make a long story short here, all this, except for the Chaos Pro pad, is all sequencing, recording, playing through, and sampling onto the Chaos Pro pad on the 4 pad banks, pad bank A, B, C, and D, right here. So all of this shit is coming through here, and this is pretty much what I'm controlling everything with. A sick thing about this little microSTUDIO, you guys can duplicate it. It's not very expensive, and you can have substations within the studio. A little microSTUDIO here, for example, I have someone sits. This would be like station 2. So while I like to control this because I've gotten good at the layering and just kind of using the equipment. Just really good with this record button is badass because you can be playing something, or one of your friends could be, and you can just pop a recording real quick, and they don't even know it. So Station 2, this gives them the option to play on the micro-KORG keyboard, a badass, nasty analog synth, vocoder, has a bunch of dope sounds, really specific to electronic and hip-hop, which is really good. I like that. In the middle we have the Akai XR20 Beat Production Center. It's more like a drum machine on steroids, but when I say drum machine, I don't want to limit it, because the thing is nasty. It has a bunch of real dope one-shots, vocal samples, and even has, for all 99 different sound banks, they have one synth each, one synth kit in the back, and you can go positive and minus an octave, which is nice. So pretty heavy hitter, badass machine for the price. This guy runs about, I think, like $299 or $250. The micro-KORG is like $399, but this thing is fucking nasty. I really like these little small keyboards. You don't have to press them very hard. You don't have to press them down very far like you do on a normal keyboard. It's real responsive. Especially these are by far the best pitch and modulation wheels that I've ever fucked with. So I already introduced the Chaos Pro pad. This is the heart and soul of the studio here. It's based on the KORG's the KP3 pad, the original Chaos Pro or Chaos pad, but instead of being like a loop recorder and a machine with tons of sounds loaded in it, it's more of a like a phrase synthesizer. It has a bunch of crazy shit, analog sounds. the KP3 does, it's more of a sampler and effects processor. So I got one of those on its way. So I'm going to be using that I'm going to sample dump a bunch of vocal samples, one-shots, grooves, a bunch of shit on the Red Chaos Pro Pad. Connected this all through the Red so I could sample in whatever. It also has the 4 pad banks for sequencing. I'm going to kind of play with it whenever it comes in the mail. That way I can figure out the best way to incorporate it. But we'll get to that later. I'll do another video when I cop that. So on the very far left side, you have the K-Oscillator Mini. This thing is probably the heaviest hitter I own pound for pound and cost-wise. It's small, XY grid. I mean, it's a badass little machine though. Let's see why is it. Let's see if we can get some sound out of here. Oh. There we go. So I'm going to show you what we have it connected to. I'm going to come over there and kind of show you a bird's eye view or like a top view of everything and what's behind you. But this is badass. I mean, these are, L stands for leads. They have about, like 20 different lead banks. You got an X and Y grid. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've at least seen or fucked with this before, but if not, no big deal. You should cop one. This thing is badass. It operates on a two bar loop, so an 8 count, 2 measures, but you can tweak it out to do 16, so 4 bars. But it's real simple. I mean, you can just start with a groove, boom, lay it down, twist the wheel and just start overdubbing. I mean, it's a really good thing as far as if you really want to learn how to just start layering shit really quickly on the fly, and to learn what elements of each track go good together, So, for example, like I like raw saw, heavy bass, analog bass sounds with sweet, grimy, tweaky, hard leads like you find in gangster rap, like early '90s shit. So in part 2, we'll get into what else we have here. We have a Denon DNS 5000 digital turntable, Vestax 2-channel mixer, and a 4-track Mackie board, and I'll get a little granular on what each one's function is and purpose in this whole system here, because it's a pretty nasty setup, and any way you can duplicate it. So tune in for the second one.